Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Dembele as Barca eye a replacement as the 60 million rated winger nears PSG switch. We are going to discuss that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Ilkay Gundogan as the Barca midfielder confirms his injury is not that serious, as he said, it's not that bad. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Less than 24 hours after passionately celebrating an El Clasico goal for FC Barcelona, Ousmane Dembele appears dangerously close to leaving the club. The rumor has been in the air for a while now, but many believe that the Frenchman was content in Catalonia. Now, however, PSG are prepared to shell out its 50 million release clause and will even negotiate with Barca if they fail to convince the player before. According to reports from Sport Italia, Barcelona have already come to terms with the star's imminent exit and they are working on the next step. Their focus at the moment is finding a replacement for the French sensation. In a world filled with inflation and bloated price tags, Barcelona somehow regularly end up on worse sides of player sales. They seldom get sufficient monetary compensation for the players they release, and the same appears set to happen with Ousmane Dembele. The winger is currently valued at 60 million considering his form and worth significantly more when fully fit. Yet, Barcelona will only recoup 50 million from his departure, which is a steep fall from the 105 million that they paid Borussia Dortmund for the player's acquisition. Nevertheless, his exit would free up considerable space on that wage bill. The newfound space on the roster could help Barca in the pursuit of their dream targets. According to journalist Helena Condes, PSG formally approached Barca already and asked to negotiate with the 26-year-old winger. However, Barcelona's reply was that the player is non-transferable, while PSG referred to its release clause of 50 million euros. Currently, sources from Barcelona claim that if PSG activate Dembele's release clause, they will start a war with the Parisian club. Barcelona have been strongly linked with two names over the past month, Bernardo Silva and João Felix. However, both were deemed unfeasible as the club could not afford the transfer fee. The incoming funds from Dembele's move will give Joan Laporta more leeway to negotiate with the Stars. After all, both players dream of wearing the garnet and blue colors next season. Manchester City have asked 80 million euros for Bernardo Silva, and their negotiations with Barcelona will run deep into the window if the Portuguese international is to arrive. Xavi values Silva highly and sees him as the perfect fit for the existing setup. Felix provides a more unorthodox solution to the problem. The Atletico Madrid star is a second striker by trade, and signing him as a replacement for Dembele would be a big gamble. However, negotiations would be easier considering the player is in an open war with his employers. Of course, Dembele set to leave Barca, which comes as a shock to me, to many Barca fans out there. And of course, it is imperative for Barcelona to start looking out at other alternatives, or let me say replacements. And I definitely think that, we don't need to do that, right? Definitely, if this guy leaves to PSG, which looks now very, very close, there's a space on our wage bill. But we have players like Abde Ezazuli. I think for me, it's enough. It's enough. There's no need to be paying some other high wages or risk going against financial fair play by buying players, which I think is above our shoulders, right? So I don't think we should stress ourselves. I think Abe is there, so If Abde was doubtful about his future because of lack of game time, I think Abde should be more convinced that there will be more game time for him as Ousmane Dembele is set to depart. So I definitely think that for me, there's no need for going for a new winger or whatever, which will still cost Barcelona a fortune, which I think we don't even have such. Even if we said Dembele, it doesn't guarantee that we are going to buy any player like Bernardo or João Felix. Because, by the way, Dembele was not the highest earner. He was not. He was not taking the highest, right? Dembele's salary was just a merely 4 million per season, according to the new contract he did sign last summer. So I definitely think that we should just stick to what we have. We have quality, and there's no need for us jumping into the market to still buy players that will pay them quite high when we have an academy product who have proven to the world that he's a good player, and we are trying to look for another replacement for Dembele. Like, it doesn't make no sense, no sense. So that's just what I think Xavi should try doing. I think Abde should stand a chance because we have been getting reports earlier this week that Real Betis they are coming close to an agreement with Abde, but as it stands right now, if Dembele's departure is imminent, then why should they go ahead with selling Abde? I definitely think it won't be the best of decisions. I think Abde should continue at Barca. He has proven his quality, and I definitely think he will succeed. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barca got the better of Real Madrid with a dominant 3-0 scoreline on Saturday night at the AT&T Stadium. Xavi's men could not have hoped for any better way to bounce back after Arsenal beat them 5 goals to 3. The manager was forced to call on his substitutes twice in the first half owing to injuries. Andreas Christensen was the first to make way, but Ilkay Gundogan soon followed towards the end of the half after he felt some discomfort in his thigh. Reports earlier today brought to light that both players harbored no injuries and hinted towards their substitution being made out of caution. Gundogan confirmed the same on his official X handle when asked about his setback. "Don't worry, it's not that bad," the treble winner said, hinting at a speedy recovery. It is no secret that Xavi sees the new signing to be a critical cog for his plans heading into next season. On that front, the pre-season was always going to be critical to incorporate Gundogan into his dynamics. Barcelona have only 2 games left to go before the league finally kicks off, and it is the manager's hand to decide whether he prioritizes the German's fitness to incorporation. Gundogan could be available as early as for the game against AC Milan, and deploying him on the night remains an option. However, it could be advisable to rest a former City player and feature him for the Joan Gamper game against Tottenham Hotspur. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.